Like that, guys. We are back.
Yes, another
Hey,
episode of Network is my net worth, episode 20, and this is a special one today. In the middle, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Goes by many names, but the primary name is David Lee, CEO of Shout Bob. And I know the name sounds crazy when you hear it, but when you get the story behind the name, the business, his vision, and what he's trying to do, you'll understand the seriousness of it. And then I'm gonna throw some personal tidbits in there because this is an entrepreneur that I've had the pleasure of knowing for over 20 years, and seeing the growth in his journey and seeing what his vision is, it aligns perfectly with what we do. So first thing I want to do, Mr. Lee, is kick it off, man, and give you an opportunity. Introduce yourself to people. Talk about yourself as an entrepreneur and about the business, and then we'll get into questioning you, man, and talking about this great thing you're doing. It's on you, good sir. Introduce yourself for. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
yeah,
All
I
right.
definitely can hear you.
All right, cool.
On my end is just coming in like double copied, so it's a little different. Okay. Hey everyone. Yeah, I can hear you pretty well.
Okay. Can you hear us? You got a little bit of feedback on our end. Can you hear us
Yeah,
pretty
a little
good?
bit of feedback.
Hold on. Is this better?
Yeah, that's way better. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did, that's normal.
All right, cool. All right. So thank you again, guys, for having me on. Again, my name is David Lee, um, owner founder of Shout Bob. Um, Pretty much always been my dream to be able to together a platform to allow everyone to come together to lean on each other and to build each other up. You know, um, Pretty much where I stand at. I Anyone that knows me had a lot of adversity with stuff, business, stepping out there, jumping out there, and things of that nature. The real major difference for me is here I am today, just trying to make it better and be better, if that makes any sense.
Definitely makes sense. So talk to us about one of the questions we love to lead off with is um,
Hmm.
entrepreneurship. It may have been seen it may not have been seen as entrepreneurship, or business, but what was the first time that you fancied yourself an entrepreneur? We've talked about on the show in the past. Rel and I, Rel sold, real candy bars in the school. He come from, he a high end guy. I was more of a penny candy salesman myself. And that's when the business bug bit
Hmm.
me. For you, when was it the first time that you found a love or a passion for business?
I guess the first time for me was realizing that the lights was cut off, but my mother was working like two jobs. It's different. So to understand that, uh, only thing that's guaranteed if you own it, per se, that was a major difference for me. Well, the awakening point for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And do you remember did you ever have any businesses in the neighborhood? Like some people, like I remember when I was in school, when I was younger, we had guys who sold CDs, sold candy, stuff like that. Did you do any of those things? Or was it
Well,
not
for
until you
me,
were an
yeah.
adult?
I Well, as a kid, the basics of like shoveling snow and stuff like that. That was the main things that I did the most. Um, Selling candies in school. Then it kind of broadened out from there because it used to be a candy warehouse on the Broadway, South Broadway, down the street, well, up the street from Perkins for real. And when I realized I could buy the candy in wholesale and sell them, the $2 bars that 7-Eleven was selling for a dollar, maybe $1.25, and still make a profit. That was the major differences that I did just to try to get monies together amongst other things. But that's the major of everything. You know, the basics like every kid, uh, cutting grass, shoveling snow, the basics, anything that could have made a dollar. Or if it came down to running to the store for one of my cousins, like as long as he paid me, we was pretty much good.
I like what you said there, man. I'm gonna hold my thought, but go ahead, Jason. I'm gonna touch on that, but go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. I want to. So to that point, actually, because I was about to get into Shout Bob, but Rel, go ahead and get yours off. 'Cause I think you got a good point for us.
Yeah. So a lot of us, you know, growing up in the inner city, you know, we always try to make a dollar. You know, we always try to make a hustle any way we could. You know, especially, you know, coming from where we all came from, right? You said an interesting point. You said you found the wholesaler. I'm assuming you're in what, middle school, high school?
Yeah, did you hear that? I'm buying it directly
at
from
that
the
time.
store.
Well, it was a wholesaler on South Broadway, right? The funny thing about it was me and Joe at that time. Yes, like middle school, going into high school when it started. Because his dad had a tax ID, he was able to get into the wholesale candy store on South Broadway. With that being said, he was able to buy the little blue boxes that had the $2 Snickers, $2 Reese's Pieces cups, and everything else. But the box itself hold, I think it was 80 pieces of candy for maybe 30 to 40 bucks. Easy money to me. So that's what we actually did every Sunday in church throughout Sunday. Yeah. And any other time if we was down in the neighborhood. That's how we kind of got our money.
Yo, that's like,
for the most part.
That's like, you know, cutting out the connect and going straight, you know, going straight to the man.
But this is what's so funny about you. I'm just hearing this now, and this ties into when we were 18 years old. He taught me what an tax ID was, right? And I'm mad because if you know me, I pride myself on my intelligence, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like green as grass, and I'm mad because I'm like, I'm running around in the street with him and other people I'm cool with, and I'm thinking, when did he find the time to learn what a federal tax ID number is? But now this made sense. I'm buying candy marked up at the corner store, so I got to mark it up in school, and he going direct to the wholesaler and then to the consumer.
His numbers is better.
Yeah, this is a fact.
Listen, it was easy money, man, and truthfully, I remember on them short days, because we all had bad days with money, man. So of course, on the short days, I sell every bar for regular price of $2. Everything other than that, anytime I hit profit, it was like, yo, I'll give you a $2 candy bar for $1. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
As long as I made my money's back.
Okay.
So, it was different.
Right, so let's transition to and let's talk about Shout Bob, and I'm gonna give Rella opportunity to jump in here in a sec as well. But you know, so I noticed that, you know, I had reached out to you about being on our platform. I noticed your platform. I'm gonna tell you what I saw from it, and then I want you to explain to the audience what it is. So from the looks of it, it looks like you were creating something to kind of sort of create a platform for more exposure for Black-owned businesses. And what I loved about it was, I think there are a lot of platforms like that, but a lot of times they'll go and look for medium-sized to large established businesses so they can come out and say, all right, I've already affiliated myself with this well-known Black business. If I'm looking at your platform, you're finding people that are talented that started their business maybe this year, but they got a really good skill set. They can assist, but no one really knows about them, and you're giving them an opportunity for exposure on your platform. Am I wrong in that, or you tell us what your goal is with Shout Bob and what you guys do?
Well, absolutely. You're not wrong by no point of matter of that. Yes, do I run across different types of people every day? Absolutely. And like I said before, my past trials and tribulations, because that's all I could base my business on, is me and what I experienced, right? I experienced being that young kid that knows a lot and read the books and like, yo, I need the way, but I didn't have the capital to really do it, right? So with that being said, I know the hardships of even having the smartest friend in the world as you, as we taught them poly as much as we did, we still didn't know everything, right? And as much as that being said, it's that role of being a business owner is real dark and gloomy sometimes. But on the platform itself, let me just really start from that. The platform itself is really that's to put on those business owners like myself back in the day, to teach them, to give them a platform to be able to not only build and grow, but to be able to lean on each other and be like, hey, if I don't know this and I need somebody to lean on, hey, I'm here to help as much as possible effort it could be. I may not know all the answers, but between the group of people that you know put our thoughts together to try to figure out everything, um, that's pretty much where we at. So that's exactly what the platform is really built on. That itself alone of hey, let's build something together. I know you don't got all the answers, I ain't got all the answers, but if we work together towards those answers, as we all said, two minds on a project is better than one. So
Love it, love it, love it. Um, how long are you into this new venture of yours, as far as time frame?
okay. Physical business time frame. I literally just started this maybe within a couple of months.
Okay,
Um the dream aspect of this, probably since me and Hall talked when we was like 17, 18. Truth.
okay,
Um, I talked about it, didn't really understand the logistics behind it. I just know I didn't have the money to do some of the things I wanted to do that I'm currently am in a better place to do it now. So, you know, that's really what that was. This been a dream for many moons. So yeah, from my very first business, Warren Enterprises, Warren Enterprises really touches the same aspect of that. The differences was truth. I started a business, didn't know how to get paid in a business, and got finessed out of a lot of stuff that what that was, right? And so I'm not in a business of like trying to finesse people, but I just want people. If I know the answers to something, and I know that's a bad way to go down, then I'm just as wrong if I don't tell you other ways to win. If that makes any sense. So that's kind of like the whole principle of Shout Bob and what's going on.
okay, okay. So this was something that you spent decades of having in the back of your mind. You get into a position financially where you're
Yeah.
able to, really make a dream into reality. Out of all the things that you can go into, real estate is crazy heavy. A product based business is super heavy. A service based business is super heavy. Why venture off into you know revisiting back this dream that you had about 2 decades ago?
Hmm. Great question. Um, because I think, well, for me, is reach one, teach one methods. Um, I'm a firm believer of, like I said before, if I know better, I gotta do better. At the end of the day, was my passion or is my passion. Excuse me, I'm tongue tied. Back then, it was my passion as well.
Yeah.
It's still my passion today. I
Okay.
find myself um, coming back round and round back into it, no matter whatever business venture it was that I did or hustle I did. I found myself in the same exact position every time, being win, lose, draw. When I'm up or when I'm down, I'm right here. So obviously, it's a reason for me to be here. So instead of fighting it, I figure might as well just roll with it and what could go wrong, right? At the end of the day, I've been doing this for many moons. Um, I don't see a it's not about money for me. It's really about the fact of just helping people be the best them possible. If I could assist with that, then I feel like I've done everything. So yeah, so that's really what the real true reason why I spin back around to it. It as much as I take a look myself, I see it come back around every time. I'll come back to the same exact spot. So I can't get away from it. So I might as well embrace it. And because I embrace it, then here we are as a business. Now, truth, uh, most business owners going to realize that they don't really know what they're doing. I don't. I'd be lying to you if I told you if I knew everything, right? But it's just where I'm at, and that's the reason why I pretty much do it. Is because no matter what I do, where I go to, whatever business which I do, it leads me right back to this same spot. So I'm here to win it, and win, lose, or draw. Hopefully, the patrons that I do talk to and everything like that. For the most part, we'll see how it work out. But I'm really just starting. I do have a few people that I'm talking to, stuff like that. Trying to get my podcast together. Well, not podcast, but my show together on IG as well. Um, I have a few patrons lined up. Nothing concrete just yet, but I do it because it just it feels right and feels good, man. Ain't even about the money for me at this moment.
Awesome. So one term that you referenced that I think, I guess for me, kind of tying together what you're doing was you talked about having a business in the past and being finessed. So what I'm
Yeah,
taking from what you just said is that part of your platform is, now I was seeing it as exposure, but it seems like it's actually a little bit bigger than that, where you're helping, you want to help black owned businesses to get exposure, but you also want to help them to not be misled or finessed, or to fill in some of the gaps
absolutely,
that to fill in some of the gaps that they don't know. Is that what you said? That's correct?
absolutely, absolutely. Um, that's actually to the T exactly what I'm trying to come out, but it's just fumbling out. So, uh, that's really what that situation is. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I know what it's like to be finessed. I know what it's like to be the finesser in the business, right? And as much as finessing sometimes comes out to be a bad thing, it also can be a great thing. And it took me and my trials and tribulations to really understand that cold heartedly, right? Um, if I could teach anyone anything that could make them better in everyday life, then that's one more person that's better. That person could reach out to the next person. Yep.
Awesome. Makes sense. So obviously you start the platform now. What is your long term vision forward? Like ideally, if you went to bed tonight,
Yeah.
um, and you woke up tomorrow, and you're like, okay, this is my ideal picture for what I want this platform to be. In your words, what would it be?
Hmm.
We talking years
Truth.
out, like not 5 years,
Even
10 years. We talking like
yeah,
20 years, 30 years, long term.
yeah, 20, 30 years out. Honestly, honestly, I see this as in a shout bar as a platform. Not only being a platform, but to put on businesses. But honestly, the best reference I could give you is like a Shark Tank. I want to be able to not only help invest into smaller people to become bigger to what they are, you know, I think it's called philanthropy. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that word every time. Yeah, that's it. So, um, so that's the ultimate end dream goal for me. For Shout Bob. I just don't want it to be like, hey, you have a business, let me put you on my platform. But hey, if you're looking to elevate more, but you need capital funds or whatever, if I have it, oh, I'm here to help. Just to make sure you're the best you as all possible, right?
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, obviously we all three of us know each other. All three of us, we got the business minded aspects. We dipping and dabbling in entrepreneurship. We ran companies. We made it to high level positions at our careers that we have or had. When it comes to business, obviously, it's different than what was done 20 years, 10 years. I mean, hell, even 5 years ago. None of us are doing business like how we did, 5 years ago, because things are constantly changing. Without giving any, particular secret sauce to your business, for anybody that's looking to, maybe, jump on a board with your platform or, your services or what you're offering, could you go into a little bit of, how you and, your brand and your organization and your folks who you have, working with you, maybe some tips or strategies that go involved when it comes to like how to brand, how to network, how to get exposure. Could you just share some small tidbits on that?
For exposure, for the most part, is what I tell anyone is really the best secret is putting yourself out there as much as possible, always as possible. The best example I give, if you make t-shirts, there's not a single day that you should go past without a t-shirt of your own making on every day, just to change that aspect of imagery of how people see you, right? Um, for me, my background is sales. So it's almost really nothing I don't think that I could really not accomplish when it comes down to sales for what I bring to the table for the most part. So for the most of my client base that is taught to me is either they have a hiccup or they don't know how to structure their business or something like that. And or they don't understand the differences between the LLC, S Corp, C Corp, LLP, stuff like that. Um, for the most part, as my clientele is right now. Um, I don't. It's no really other way to really explain it. So for me, um, I look at it like I guess the secret sauce. I really don't have a secret sauce to play. I mean, my job is to really just to strategize and help when basically being that helping hand when you're stuck or you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
When
um,
they stuck in the
that's
rut. I
that's
mean,
really what it is.
all entrepreneurs get in the rut at one point in time, right? And they
At
need
some
to.
point in time, we need that help. Yeah. At some point in time we need that help. Unfortunately, you know, some people need it more than others, and I understand that. So um there's no secret sauce, like I said before. It's really not for me.
Got it. Got it. I'm gonna toss it to you, Jason.
Yeah. So how do I when I saw that you had created the platform like you talked about, we've known each other for a long time. But I had this was a
Mhm.
baby of yours. I had no knowledge that you were putting anything like this together. But when I came across it, it interested me. So if I'm a black owned business and I'm trying to learn and I want to, because this seems like the kind of platform where I could come to and not be judged for the
Mhm.
things I don't know and fill in those gaps, how do I go about it? Is there a
Abs-
screening process? Do you guys screen who you bring on? Like, how does that work? Because I want current entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to be able to know how to get with you and associate themselves with the platform.
Okay, not a problem. So that process is simple. Right now we're strongly on IG and my platform's still growing. Um, right now, for the most part, anyone could reach out to us by shoutbob@outlook.com via email. The process is really simple and easy. Just reaching out and say, hey, this is my name is Joe Blow. This is what I got going on. Or hey, how, if you want to be featured on the show, you already have a established business. It's the same process. Reach out, say, hey, uh, I'm looking to be featured on the show. What's the next steps? But for the most part, for me, I've been going through some of the black owned businesses and seeing what they've been doing and reaching out to them directly. Um, I haven't really had no real entrepreneurs like that's reach out to me and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going through. That's kind of what I'm aspiring to go to. But for right now, really much my method is reaching out to the customer, letting them know
He may have gotten frozen for a second.
Mm-hmm. Technology happens.
Yeah, it happens. While he's fixing that, guys, just to reiterate, are you back? You with us? While he's fixing that, guys, just to reiterate, you can follow him and follow his platform
I
at
can't hear you.
Shout Bob. You back with us?
Yeah, I'm back. Here we go.
There we go. Technology happens, man. It's all good. Last thing you left off on was you gave out the email and you were talking to folks about the getting on the platform.
Yeah. So for the most part, I haven't had business owners reach out to me to be a part of the platform. What I've been on the groundwork, that's doing the basic due diligence of reaching out to customers, letting them know that, hey, who I am, what I'm offering, and what I'm looking to do. I have been on Clubhouse a little couple times and talking to people and things of that nature. What I found is that a lot of predominant big business owners like to come back and talk to the youth and young people in the poverty areas of the neighborhoods and things of that nature. What I'm realizing is most of the times they don't want to reach back because it's somewhat of a disconnect. So, for the most part, like I said, I've been grinding so hard just to get the name, the image, and everything out there. Um, Really, if you want to be featured and everything like that, hit out IG on shoutbob at IG.com, and also shoutbob at Outlook as well, to reach out to be a part of the movement and things of that nature.
Salute. So I gotta, as we coming towards the end. At the end, we asked a couple of fun questions or whatever. But one thing I wanted to highlight, and I'm only going to speak on it since you brought it up, was you were talking about a previous business you had called Warren Enterprises, and I wanted to speak to you because I want the entrepreneurs to understand how sometimes you don't know what you have when you have it and not knowing, and this is why I feel like Shout Bob is such a good platform. So when I spoke earlier about about learning what a tax ID was, it was because of Warren Enterprises. We were about 18 or 19. Full disclosure, I've known this gentleman since we were in high school, and he had started a business, and he said, "Listen, I'm looking for a few people who are aspiring to have a business so I can kind of sort of teach you what I know." So we went to a little gathering or situation that he had put together, and he was teaching how to set up an LLC or what type of business formations make sense, tax ID, so on and so forth. And he called it Warren Enterprises. And he would do these little, almost like mini seminars in different neighborhoods of people that he knew, teaching them. And years later in my working career, when I would have potential business owners come to me and say, "Hey, I want to open a business and I don't know what to do," the bank would refer them to a website called LegalZoom. So I go on LegalZoom. I'd never heard of it before, and this is years later. And LegalZoom was Warren Enterprise. It was just a streamlined business where you could go on and say, "I live in this state and I want to open up a business. I need to know how to get a tax ID," and so on and so forth. And it was the same thing. And it was just, it blew me away because he had stumbled onto something that years later revolutionized the formation of businesses. Right now, you can form a business if you know absolutely nothing, but you got some money on a credit card. You can jump on LegalZoom and form a business. And I think using that case as evidence for why I believe and why our platform believes in Shout Bob is because being able to fill in those gaps and knowing when you have something at that level is the difference between giving up on something too early and seeing it through. And at the time, nobody would have ever thought that his idea was that viable. But it definitely, I see the need of it with Shout Bob.
Yeah. So what I'm still learning in this field, that it's still a lot of people that don't know what a legal Zoom is, don't know how to do it, things of that nature, right? Some people, it's still a mass public that, word of mouth is gold. So, before a T-shirt, before IG and anything like that, you know, just simply talking to a person, having a conversation about what they're trying to do and where they're going and what's happening, um, could be the biggest game changer to sit the person in front of the computer and say, read these documents. Makes sense. So, it's really, really, really different. But it's a lot of people still out here, like I said, that see LegalZoom, don't really have no idea how to use it, or because it's too wordy or whatever the case may be.
Yep. Before we hit the random, man, I'm gonna say, I like the idea of of your platform. Definitely push it, man. Definitely push it. What you're doing as far as the show and the podcast, the live show on IG, DMing entrepreneurs or up and coming aspiring entrepreneurs to jump on a IG live with you. I think it's genius. All of us start out like that. We started like that with Car Talk. We started like that with the show you on right now. And obviously you got to do that until you're able to build your brand. The same thing that you're telling your clients to continue to push yourself every day and put yourself out there for exposure, man. It's the same thing all across the board, really, in all industries. All industries is pretty much the same thing. But we do this thing called we ask a random question, a random topic question. It could be having nothing to do with business, entrepreneurship, but just a random question, man. So you ready for this one?
Sure.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. So my question is, if you had one chance to spend 60 minutes with a celebrity, who would it be and why?
Great question. I would say Jeezy. The reason why I say Jeezy is because the growth from where he came from to where he is and what he's doing. I think that's more. If I could ask 1,000,000,001 questions, that would probably be the main. That alone for me would be the everything for me, because I feel like I could relate where he comes from. I could relate to where he's going, where he is currently. Except I don't have the paper like he does, but same scenarios, right? But yeah, definitely.
Easy. Dope.
All right, so I've been sitting on this one all week because I wanted to make it difficult. Salute to my guy Ralph for actually taking it easy on you with that one. And I'm gonna tell you before I even ask this, I need an answer. No pump faking and backing out. You got to pick one: Think and Grow Rich or The Secret.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's a hard question for me. If I had to choose one of them, probably be The Secret.
Okay. I had a feeling that's where you were leaning towards, and folks, we had back to when we had my guy Jermaine Griffin on some episodes before. Check out The Secret, Think and Grow Rich. Some great books about business and manifesting. But before I hand it over to Rel to close us out, just want to first off shout out to my guy E Vapors. Was in the comments with us earlier. Rel's co-host of Car Talk TV. Always appreciate whenever he jumps in and tunes into the platform. Mr. Lee, man, we appreciate you even coming on and sharing what your platform is. I understand as an entrepreneur that when you're building something, you're very protective of it. And, a lot of times you're not willing to share it. So you even being able to come on this platform, man, and put it out there and let us know what you're building, so that we can watch you build it and help you to grow, is is amazing. We appreciate it, man. And like I tell you and anyone that we have on, we are very specific about who we want on our platform, and we bring on entrepreneurs and businesses that we actually believe in. So I'm comfortable in speaking for Rel when I say that you have the full support of the Network is My Network podcast behind your brand, man. So keep moving, keep pushing, and down the line, we're gonna have you back on again so that we can get some updates on how the platform is going.
Yeah, for sure. And let me flip it on you, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, flip it on them, bro.
I'm gonna flip it on you. Think and Grow Rich or The Secret.
Oh wow, we playing games now. Okay. Think and Grow Rich by a hair. It's close. It's razor thin for me, and it's just because, and both of them to me are equal. But Think and Grow Rich has had just a slightly more of a presence in my personal entrepreneurial walk, and that's what breaks the tie. But it's pretty much a tie for me, and that's why I put him through the blender on that one, because it's really a tie. But I wanted to force him to pick something. So hold on, so we can't close it out like that.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Napoleon Hill Museum.
I want to go there as well, the Napoleon Hill Museum. That's make it a trifecta, Rel. Same on we gonna do that, and then you in, man. So you tell me, Think and Grow Rich or The Secret?
I'm gonna go with Think and Grow Rich, and it's almost the same answer as you. Like, that was the change for my whole mindset, back in 2012. The Secret came in a little later, probably maybe like 2016, maybe 2015-ish. So it didn't like blow me away like Think and Grow Rich did, but it did add to obviously the mindset that I had, that I was cultivating at the time. But yeah, Think and Grow Rich all the way for me, man. That was a game changer.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, bro. Close this out.
Yeah, I was introduced to the Secret first more than anything, so I guess that's why it resonates.
Oh, got you. So you came to The Secret and then followed up. For me, it was almost the same. As a matter of fact,
it was. Yeah. So truth. I was introduced to The Secret, got locked up or whatever the case may be, set for a little while, and I got introduced again to The Secret again. And from there, my new business was birthed, which is Mobile U, which wasn't really a business, but yeah. And then, Napoleon Hill and all that other stuff kind of came after the fact. So for me, I think that's why The Secret resonates with me a little bit more than most people, because it came to me like 2 or 3 times different random situations in my life, and it's like, oh, it kind of circles back around to make me realize this was what it is. So also, thank you guys so much for having me on the platform, to even taking the time out of y'all busy days to even think of little old me. I'm just trying to be the best person I could actually be for me, myself, and other people around me, to teach other people, hey, let's walk together in this nice, wonderful path. Because if we could do it together, then it's not as lonely. So.
Yeah, man. And as Jason said, we don't bring nobody on this platform who we really don't believe in. It's a lot of fluff out here, especially on the internet. So much capping. So, we believe in you. Push it. Push it. Push this thing as far as you can. If you're trying to make it into a Shark Tank type of situation, man, I believe you can. But it all starts obviously within you believing in yourself. You want to make that that transition like Jeezy did, man. You can. We all can. As long as we just keep pushing, keep grinding, never give up, and pivoting. I know you said that you had Mobile U, man. You had tons of businesses, so that just keeps stacking up and getting you to that next pinnacle, next level, so that you can prosper and grow to that higher level that you want to get at, man. But yes, 8:02. So we about to get out of here, everybody. I thank y'all for watching the live stream. If you was watching live or if you was watching on a replay, hopefully you guys got some gems. Go ahead and give Shout Bob an Instagram follow, as well as reach out to him. If you need any assistance. Anything else, Jason?
Nah, we're good. We're good, bro.
All right, man. We out of here. We see y'all in the next one. As I always say, stay positive, stay motivated. Salute.
People, y'all be